Hello, everyone. It is so good to see you again. If you remember, I'm Tasha, and Doug and I so enjoy being at your school and sharing our Build Your Brave program with you. Today, we're going to go a little deeper into the first way that you can build your brave. We learned this when we were together. Do you remember? If not, here's a hint. It's the one we learned in sign language. Can you remember what it is? That's right. Yes, I can. So let's all say it together. Yes, I can. Oh, I love those three little words because they are much more than something we say. Those three little words become a phrase to help us remember that every time we choose yes, I can attitude, we are building our brave. Now, when Doug and I visited your school, I shared how my life changed after my accident when I was 16 years old. I had to learn how to use my wheelchair. I had to learn new ways to use my hands. I even had to learn how to be a student all over again. And none of it happened overnight. There were days where I felt discouraged, days I wondered if I would ever get there, days I wanted to give up. But then I learned three little words that helped me keep going. Yes, I can. Not because everything suddenly became easy, but because every time I said those words, I reminded myself that I still had a choice. I could choose to give up, or I could choose to persevere through, push through, and have a yes, I can attitude. And those three little words didn't change my situation, but they changed me. So, can I ask you something? Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I can't do this? This is too hard. I don't think I'll ever figure this out. Those thoughts happen to all of us, even adults. But here's the important part. We don't have to believe every thought that pops into our heads. Instead, we can choose a different response. We can answer those thoughts with three simple words. Yes, I can. Not because we're perfect, not because we'll never make mistakes, but because we're choosing to keep trying. So important. And every time we make that choice, we are building our brave, which is the message we shared with you when we visited your school. So let's practice. Now, when I say yes, I can, I want you to say it with me. And let's also do the sign language that I taught you when we visited your school all at the same time. So let's do this together. Sometimes our brain says, I can't do this. So let's change those words. Yes, I can. Sometimes our brain says, I can't figure this out. Let's change those words. Yes, I can. And sometimes our brain says, I can't learn this. Let's change those words. Yes, I can. Awesome. You did a great job. Now remember, every time you change those words, you're choosing a yes, I can attitude. So here's your Build Your Brave challenge for this week. This week, I want you to listen to the way that you talk to yourself. When you catch yourself saying, I can't, stop for just a second, take a deep breath, and then change those words to yes, I can. Now, that doesn't mean that everything will suddenly become easy, but it means you're choosing to keep trying instead of giving up. And every time you choose a yes, I can attitude, as I've already said, you are building your brave. You are learning resilience and you're learning how to overcome and persevere. So before we go, let's say our first Build Your Brave phrase one more time. Ready? Yes, I can. Awesome. Remember, keep building your brave, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.